Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, and here we are once again. It's another Friday morning, and as I say each Friday morning, TGIF, thank God it's Friday, and thank God that you're here, and we're all here together once again on another Friday, and welcome to the Coffee Hour. And we're going to be here for the next hour. As usual, we come into your homes and your place of work or wherever you hang out right now. That's where we are. We come to you and we get together with a little conversation and a little relaxation and try to spin off the weekend through this show. We're so glad to have you aboard with us. And for the hopeful hour in between all of the hour, we've got a lot of things to talk about, and we'll be talking about it with you, discussing it with you. And we want you part of the show too, because what we want you to do is all you have to do is chime in, because me as the host of the show, and I'm referring to all of you, particularly the people who've been with us for a long time and the people who are new to this show. We start the show as the host and I get it going. And as I get it going, you can get in and get a conversation going or say hi or whatever you want to say right through your keyboard. You have a keyboard with you on your computer, on your cell phone, and even on your tablet or any other device that you may use to communicate with us. Just type it in, whatever you have to say. I will see right there on the big screen. And of course, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. You have any questions or any remarks or anything like that, we'd be happy to talk about it. And if there's anything in particular that you would like to talk about, news of the day, news of tomorrow, news of next year, whatever you want, or whatever your fancy is, just do it. Even if you just want to say hello, it's just hello. That's good enough for us as well. Now, a lot of you people are watching and you could be at work right now. We're coming to you live from New York City. So we're in the Eastern zone. So we're after 10 o'clock right now, but you may be someplace else. Now, whatever your time zone is and whatever your clock says, look at it, because that's exactly what time we come on in your area. And so with that in mind, we want to just, guys, welcome you once again. Now, we're coming to you also from 3 different places. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, those 3 places. Any 3 of those places will get you there. You can watch us anywhere from around the world, across the country, no matter where you go around the world. We're global. And you could pick us up as long as you're in an area where you have great hotspot. And of course, you have, great Wi-Fi. You can pick us up very, very easily. So keep that in mind. Now, for those of you who are here for the first time, and even all of you guys who've been with us a long time as well, take the time right now, if you're watching us on Facebook, to tag your friends, let them know that we're out here, get them involved into it. The more, the merrier. All you have to do is just, when you tag them, they'll see that information coming from you. They'll trust you. All they have to do is just click onto that tag and it brings them directly to us. And if they like what they hear, if they like what they see, they'll come back again and again, just like you. And we hope that's the case too. And for those of you who watch us on YouTube, I always encourage you each and every week to make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And how do you do that? Well, it's very simple. Just take your mouse and drag it on where it says subscribe. That little arrow, point that arrow where it says subscribe and click, and there it is. No fee, no money involved, nothing like that. It's all free. And that's all you have to do, because we never charge anything here. We never do that, so you don't have to be afraid of anything. No finances involved. And the reason that we want you to be on our YouTube channel as a subscriber, because now that you have done that, and I hope you have, you'll get a chance to know that every time we come on the air live and you happen to be on the internet or something, you get an instant message that will pop up reminding you that we're on live. Even if we post a video or something, you get an instant message. And because a lot of people may be wandering around on the internet and thinking, well, something, I forgot all about the show, but there's an instant message. It showed me right there. You don't have to miss a thing. Click onto that instant message and it brings you right to us right on the channel. Now, for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, no need to worry, no need to do anything at all. Just keep in mind that it will help us out a lot if you told your family and friends about it, all your relatives, everybody you know about the show, and bring them in on the action too. Now, I'm not sure. I never really tried it. I don't know anything about it. You probably know more about it than I do. If you're watching us on Instagram, I think you can do the same thing. Send the show over to a friend that you have on your account. And if they see that, they click onto that. I'm pretty sure it works that way. I've never tried it. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone say to me that, you know, I do it on Instagram or anything like that. But I would like to know that if that's all possible, you know, if you can do that. Anyway, we have you aboard with us, and right throughout the show, we got a lot of things coming along. And in this particular half hour, just minutes from now, Brian Camp is going to be along with us. We're going to link up with him. He's coming out of Charlotte, North Carolina, from Charlotte to New York. And he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports. The name of his show is called Sports Update. We've got a lot to talk about in sports. You got Super Bowl Sunday coming up in about a week or so, something like that. And he's going to be talking about that and talking about other sports events that are taking place. And if you have any particular questions that are sports related, you can ask him while he's on live, and just do it. You know, you don't have to wait or anything. Just ask him and he'll give you that information right now. And so there we have it. And remember that all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinions of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other public outlet for social media or broadcast facility. So with that in mind, let's do what we normally do, get things rolling, and let's raise our cups, because ladies and gentlemen, what would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? So excuse me, while I orally shoot up. Every time I say, excuse me, while I shoot up, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. That's just an expression I've been using for many years. So it's great. Now, you don't have to have coffee. You can have tea, you have cocoa, whatever it is. You can have all of that, you know. But you have along with us. Now, those of you who are watching us on watching us right now from work, take time, right? If you have that coffee break. Now, I don't know, in the corporate world, do they still give you coffee breaks in the corporate world? Well, if they do, this is probably no longer than 15 minutes. You get a coffee break, and then you take that coffee break, sit at your desk, and watch the show and take your coffee break at the same time. And then when the 15 minutes is up, or whatever time that's allotted to you for the coffee break, you'll still be at your desk and you can work and watch the show at the same time. They call multitasking. So I want to say hello to all of you guys right there on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I want to say hello and good morning to Mary, coming out of Brooklyn, New York. Mary Reed, she's out there. Thank you so much for being along with us. Mary said, I almost forgot what time the show started. And but I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't, you know, so I'm glad you're here. She said she tuned in at 9 o'clock, and but it wasn't so. All right, listen, you know something? I like when people do that. Come on early. If you don't discover it's on 9 o'clock, you know it's on 10 o'clock. It's always 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. And thank you, Mary, for being proactive in that area. Thanks so much. So that's how we do things around here. So, and by the way, if you guys are going to chime in conversation, like I hope you would, you know, that would be great if you did that, so I could address you like I addressed Mary. And Brian is out there too, and he's going to be coming on in a few minutes, as I already said. If you are going to take part in conversation, that would be great. Give us your weather forecast. Let us know what it's like in your area around the world. You know, you may be in a different area. And the reason why I always ask, not that it should be done, not that it's mandatory for it to be done, but it's just something that I request that be done. And it would be up to you to do it. Because I like to check out what the weather is around the world, wherever you're coming from, wherever the weather is in your area, and then kind of compare it with the weather in my area. And you can do it through an emoji or something like that. You know, just give me an idea. It doesn't have to be a full-blown weather forecast. You can make it a summary, something quick and simple and easy. You know, if you would, Now, as far as you guys that live in New York City or in the vicinity of New York City, don't worry, you bit the bullet, or you dodged the bullet, I should say. You don't have to give me your weather forecast. You know why? Because I will take care of the weather forecast for you. I will convey all of that information for you. All right. So there you go. But the rest of you guys, you're coming out of another state, another country. I like to know that, we can compare. So again, thank you so much for being along with us. Later on in the program too, I meant to tell you too that we've got those movies that you love so much. All right. I've got a lot of great movies. Now, they're my picks for the week, for your weekend. And I say that it's because the weekend is upon us, it's coming upon us. And a lot of you are going to be doing a lot of things. And some people just like to sit back, relax, and just catch up on some movies they haven't seen in a long time. And if you're one of those kind of people who want to do that this weekend, well, I am going to add some movies to your bucket list of what to watch this weekend in conjunction to what you may want to watch. But all weekend long, you want to catch up on movies. And a lot of you guys are sitting around, wondering what the weather is going to be like in your area. And if it's inclement weather, which, I don't know, it'll give you an opportunity to catch up, not only just to catch up on movies, but to catch up on a lot of things that you normally would have taken care of, but procrastinate, because everyone procrastinates, right? Everyone does that. So anyway, that's the deal. Hey, there's DJ Pete out there. Good morning to you, DJ Pete. Hope everything is fine. Hope you're doing well. And nice to hear from you. And nice to hear from each and every one of you guys. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because we've got a lot of things planned for you. The other thing I wanted to mention too is that we're in the midst right now. Here we are. We're in the midst of Black History Month. Black History Month started yesterday, the very first day. February 1st. We're in the second day of February now, and Black History Month goes on and on for the whole entire month. That gives you the opportunity to catch up on all of your African-American movies that I know, like Turner Classic Movies do a lot, and then a lot of documentaries are going to be on different channels and things like that. And if you have cable, there's a lot of places you can go. If you have places like Netflix and things like that, or Prime, whatever, all of those things, will get you in touch with some of the things that may materialize for Black History Month. And if you happen to know anything going on for Black History Month in your area, some kind of festive gathering or something that people may be interested in, let us know in your area and we can relay it to them. Even if you do it, you type it in and everybody else will see it, but I will vocally bring it out to you as well. So there's a lot of things going on. So we salute all of the pioneers, people like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman, all of the great people who've done a lot and made a difference in the African-American community. And of course, you get a chance to learn about them. You could also go online and Google them, and there's a lot of books to be read about it, a lot of things. So we celebrate that. You know what else we're celebrating? National Groundhog's Day. I just got the dope on that. We're going to get an early spring. I got the dope. I got the early dope on that. We're going to get an early spring. And National Groundhog Day, that doesn't mean that when you wake up in the morning and you go through your day and then you go back to sleep that night and then wake up in the morning and something else happened, the same thing happened that happened the day before. I'm not talking about that kind of Groundhog's Day. This is I think when the groundhog sees a shadow. I think when he sees a shadow, right? Is it when he sees a shadow early spring, or is it the opposite? I'm not sure. I really don't keep up with it. But for those of you who do, it's National Groundhog's Day. And but I did get the dope on that. They say it's going to be an early spring. So we look forward to that. I always look forward to good weather coming up. And with that good weather, vacation time coming out around for a lot of people to be doing a lot of outdoor activities, and the weather gets warm and nice cold drinks under the sun and all kinds of great things. And if you're living in different places, particularly like in New York, we have a lot of amusement parks. Like, for instance, the basic one is Coney Island. When no one knows where to go, at least they know that they can go to Coney Island. They jump on the subway or whatever it is and just go to Coney Island and have a good time. But there are a lot of places. And then for all of you people who are beach goers, there's the beach. We have Coney Island Beach here. We have Long Island Beach here. We have there's another beach in the Bronx called Orchard Beach. We have that here. But in your area, in California, I know California is big on beaches. You got the beaches in California. Unfortunately, in Nevada and in Las Vegas, they don't have beaches and things like that. But those of you who are in that area, and the particular areas I was talking about that have beaches, you'll be getting around to doing that. That would be great. That'll be coming up. It's all great. And we look forward to the summer too. I definitely look forward to the summer because those of you who know me well know that I am not a winter baby. I am not a winter baby. I don't like the cold. I don't like the snow. I mean, I'm glad to live through it, to see it each week, you know. Given the alternatives, I'm glad that I'm here to see it. But as a rule, I'm just not a cold person. I just love the warm weather. I'm just be glad when it comes along. And I always set focus on it when the New Year's come in. So here we are in the light and getting ready to head for the summer months. And then summer, of course, you know, has baseball. But we're going to be talking about all of that later. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves because Super Bowl didn't happen yet. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes. If you haven't taken your shots, right? And this is something I like to push. A lot of you people may not agree with it, but it's something that I like. And you don't have to do anything you don't want to. That's the good thing about this country. It's free. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But for those of you who are so much inclined to do so, you know that we have the updated version of the COVID-19 vaccine available to everyone. And all you have to do is go to your pharmacist and you can go there. In some cases, depending on where you live, you may be able to get it right there on the spot as you walk into the door. Or they may tell you you have to make an appointment. And you can make an appointment either two ways, either right there, right on the premises when you walk in, or maybe they'll ask you to go onto their website and you can make the appointment there. But when you do make that appointment, keep that appointment. It's a very safe vaccine. You know, regardless of what people say, it's a very safe vaccine. But that's something for you to decide. But I urge you to do it. I think it's a good thing to do, and I always keep pushing it each week. So do that. Go to your pharmacist. Your pharmacist may be across the street. They may have a supply of it. You know, if they don't, maybe they can direct you someplace where they do have it. But it's out there and it's ready for you. All you have to do is be proactive and go out there and claim your vaccination. A lot of people are still taking care of themselves in many, many different ways. A lot of people are walking around. As I walk around in the city or jump on public transportation, people are still wearing masks, you know, and not that it's mandatory right now because you know that the COVID is not a death sentence anymore, but people still want to stay on the safe side. And that's a good thing too. There's nothing wrong with that. People wearing masks and just continue to do so. And they do it all year round, some people. But it seems to me that when this type of weather come along, we're definitely in the flu season right now, which I'm pretty sure that you have taken your flu shots already. But it seems that as far as the COVID goes, when the weather gets a little cold, spikes, you know, the spikes happen, you know, the spikes come up, you know. And so that's why they urge you each season to get that vaccination. Now, I don't know. We hope that changes come about, but this may come about. We may have to take these shots just like we take the flu shots each season, you know. But it will be available to everyone. So be proactive and do that today. All right, that'll be a great. It's important to me as it should be to you. And folks, you are important to me. You really are. Okay, so we're gonna get started right now and get things rolling. Again, if you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're having our coffee and having a little conversation. Again, those of you who are going to chime in a conversation, I urge you to do so. And if you do so, please, take the time and tag your friends and let them know that we're on the air, get them involved and into the program as well. We would love to do that. Okay, we're going to link over right now and go over to Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte, North Carolina, that's where Brian Camp resides. And we like to do this because, no matter where you are, you can link up with a person. That's the good thing about technology. But then again, we always were able to do this anyway. Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports. Brian, it's the weather is starting to take shape, but it's still a little wet out here, but it's coming along. What is it like over there in Charlotte?
Right now, it's presently 50 degrees, exactly 50 degrees.
Wow.
Going up to 67 is the high. We're going to get some sun in the afternoon. We got partly clouds, partly sunny, partly cloudy. Which one you ever want to pick? But it's going to be sunny this afternoon. But the high is going to be 67, so I could go in my backyard and put together my new member of my family, another smoker. Yes, the old one ran its course. May it rest in peace. But it's time to move on. It did the job for the years that it was supposed to do. So I'm going to put together the newest member of the family is going to stand right next to the big one, the 1600 pit boss. So
you make it sound so casual. May you rest in peace.
It did its job. It did its job. So now it's time for another one to come in because I have to keep two. Because I do a lot of side work where people request my famous brisket. So I have my beef brisket, and then I have my veal brisket. Then I do my ribs, beef and pork ribs, and my chicken. Or next week, I'm thinking about for Super Bowl Sunday, jerk chicken. I just have to think about it. I gotta set it up and see how it is though. But yeah, so that's the newest addition to the family in the backyard. Is going to stand right next to my grill. It's going to stand next to my deep fryer, and my ice maker and all of the stuff that I have back there. So I have my little kitchen back there, and we're going to see what's going to happen. So good morning to you all out there. To Mary, Pete, my brothers, good to see you. Glad to see you. Hello to you and to whoever out there is watching me, watching globally, nationally, or locally. I greet you good morning. In some areas, good evening. But it's like I said, the weather is nice here in the Queen City of Charlotte. And let me get to some sports. Yes, this is Black History Month. Say congratulations to Doug Williams back in 1988. On January 31st, even though it's not February, but we're going to count it. Doug Williams is the first African-American football player to ever start and win a Super Bowl. So he set the bar. History was made, and we celebrate him for this moment. Speaking of football, well, Super Bowl Sunday is set. February 11th, Super Bowl 58, February 11th. It's going to be in Vegas. Oh boy, there's going to be a lot of parties out there. Whatever, the saying, whatever happens in Vegas, exactly, stays there. And it's going to be hopefully a very entertaining Super Bowl. We're going to have the San Francisco 49ers making their 8th trip to the big game. We'll be going against the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending champions, who's going to be looking for their 4th Super Bowl. And to repeat as well, this game will be on, like I said, February 11th at 6:30 on CBS. Pick whoever you want. I'm picking the Chiefs to win. I believe in Patrick Mahomes. He is a gifted young man, and Andy Reid, who's a genius as a coach. So be ready for a good Super Bowl. Usher will be on the entertainment part at halftime along with other special guests. Not quite sure who else is going to be there, but we know Usher is going to be the main attraction for the halftime festivities. During the course of time, we have to share some troubling news that I don't like to report, but I have to because it's part of sports, and I don't like to mix sports with politics and discrimination, but this one bothered me this week. A stolen Jackie Robinson statue was found burned in a trash can. The fire crews found the remains of the bronze statue that was stolen last week from a public park in Wichita, Kansas. The fire department received a call around 8:40 in the evening last week about a trash can being on fire at Garvey Park. It's in the southern part of the city, and what was found was remains was the ankles of the base of the statue of Jackie Robinson. You could draw your own conclusion. It went missing, but Bob Lutz, the executive director of the Little League, believes that it was possibly, can't say for sure, racially motivated. You draw your own conclusions. Why would anybody would want to do that to a statue? And here we are, we're living in a world of hate. Not all people think this way or feel this way, but it's sad. And we just hope that whoever did this is caught and be prosecuted, and let the law do what it has to do. And that's all I have to say about that. But it is what it is. We are still living in some troubling times. This day in sports, February 2nd, 1944, baseball meets in New York City discuss post-war action. Now you got to understand, in 1944, we was coming down to the ending of World War II. So they were trying to discuss what can they do, what's the possibilities. A lot of our heroes, a lot of our sports heroes was overseas. Ted Williams served in 2 wars. Ted Williams served in World War II, and I believe in the Korean War as well. So, we have athletes that would take their time, football players, baseball players, and basketball players that did their time. 1959, Vince Lombardi signs a 5-year contract to coach the Green Bay Packers. 1970, Pistol Pete Mavericks becomes the first college basketball player to score 3,000 points. Pistol Pete was a sniper. And what I mean by sniper, he was a shooter where he could shoot anywhere on the court. Pistol Pete, his nickname was Sloppy Socks. His socks used to droop down his ankles, but he was a heck of a ball player. In 1974, the smallest crowd at Cleveland Arena, the Cleveland Cavaliers was playing against the Golden State Warriors. They only had 1,641 people in attendance. So that's not a lot of people. Birthdays today. 1895, the late George Halas, NFL coach and pioneer owner of the Chicago Bears, was born in Chicago, Illinois. 1937, Don Buford, Major League Baseball player, outfielder for the Baltimore Orioles, was born in Linden, Texas. And in 1968, Sean Elliott, NBA forward of the San Antonio Spurs, was born in Tucson, Arizona. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports, a brief sports for this day here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Is Don Buford related to Ben Buford?
Oh, that Ben Buford.
Ben Buford. In case anybody want to know the inside joke of that, there's the movie Shaft, Richard Roundtree. Who's the character? It's Tonio Vargas, wasn't it?
Tonio Vargas, yes. Used to play in Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, he played a drug addict in the scene, and Richard Roundtree Shaft went over and says, "I'm looking for Ben Buford," and he said, "Ben Buford." Well, you would do that better than I can, Brian.
Ben Buford. And then what Roundtree did, took out a $20 bill and handed him, "Oh, that Ben Buford." To another cat. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll see Shaft doing Black History Month too. Maybe I'm pretty sure that'll.
Rich Roundtree is a pioneer to me. He's one of my favorite. He wasn't a great actor, but his portrayal of Shaft, those black exploitation movies back then, he's the reason why I wore leather coats and leather jackets. He so cool. And he was just smooth. And we share the same birthday, July 9th. We shared a birthday, and he just passed away late last year. He would be missed.
Yeah. Wow. Richard Roundtree, Shaft. He was a bad mother.
Watch your mouth.
Oh, I'm just talking about Shaft. You said something about what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, you know something, that's no longer true. And I'll tell you why. Because everyone has a cell phone now that takes pictures, and they bring them back home. So that doesn't even hold water anymore. Anybody that says that anymore, it doesn't hold water anymore. But that was a good catchphrase though, a long time.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah.
Vegas, stay in Vegas. It really should though. If you know anything about Las Vegas, that really should be the case. It should stay there. Just leave it there. Don't bring it home with you.
Back in the day, like you go into the barbershop when a bunch of men being there, they be talking trash, they be going off and talking. And then as soon as a woman comes in with their little boy, their little son, then everything stopped talking. Everybody stops talking, and then they start one by one start walking out. Say, all right, I'll see y'all later. I'm getting ready to go. I got to do something.
Yeah.
As soon as she leaves with her son, they all come back and they be talking personal stuff, just men's stuff, locker room talk, or barbershop talk as we call it.
Yeah.
But yes, those were the days.
Jay Pete said that you have to go to the no cell phone zone. I don't even know if they have those in Vegas.
They might. Well, if there's anybody that knows about that, it is Pete. With his technology brilliance.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know something, you're no matter where you are, and it's not just Vegas, it's good, it's all around the world. No matter where you are, you're being watched. All of us are under a microscope, especially in Vegas, and you go to the casinos, you are watched. They call that the eye in the sky. It used to be called the eye in the sky because there used to be guys way up on the hill, way up on the top ceiling, looking at everybody. But when technology came in, there's cameras all over the place, all in your face, no matter where you go. And I'm not so sure when I jump in the shower in the morning, there's a camera there. There's not a camera there. I'm not so sure.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I don't like to think it. Well, I don't know who lived in my house before I moved in there.
Exactly. But here's a quick story. I still do a little video and photography when I do parties and everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to take this guy's picture. It was part of the event.
Yeah.
And he would not allow me to take his picture. So the woman he was with pulled me to the side and said, "You don't understand. You can't take his picture." Okay. And I'm saying, well, why? Is there a reason why? Long story short, he wasn't supposed to be at that party, if you could catch my drift. If you could, I'm trying to say. He was supposed to have been somewhere else with another individual. So caught on picture, and you know how pictures circulate over social media.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's exactly why everybody calmed down and came out of, like I like to use the term, the errors of their ways, because I don't care. You can't deny anything anymore. You can't deny anything. If someone says, hey, look, I saw you, I wasn't there. I saw you with that woman there, and your wife is going to get angry. I wasn't there. And somehow it will resurface.
That's right. That's right.
Problems. If you're married and living in New York, you're going to want to stay home because you don't want to live under the Brooklyn Bridge.
That's exactly. So now when I do events like pictures and video and everything, if somebody put their hands up and said, no, thank you, I back off because I realize you're not supposed to be there. Wrong place, wrong time. And we're in a world of pictures will serve. It takes one person to see that photo with the time and date, and you're done.
Yeah, but you know something? You may not want to take a picture directly of that person. But if that person is walking down the street and you happen to be taking a picture of someone else and they get in the way, there's nothing they can do about that.
That's right. Exactly right. You're absolutely.
Because everyone, it's a right to everyone who owns a camera, who has a camera. It's a right. It's a God-given right to take shots in public. Because if you're in public, you're in public, and you're in public, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. And they always say, what could be seen, I can take the pictures of anything that could be seen in public.
Yeah. And Pete just brought up a good point. If you're in Vegas and dealers are watching the players as well too, they got cameras everywhere if you're in the casino. So yeah, it's you got to be very careful.
Yeah,
with the world of social media where you have cameras everywhere, snapshots, video. You don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. It could cost you. Yeah.
Now, DJ Pete knows that because he works cameras. And I'm pretty sure, when he takes, when he takes his videos or whatever, some people get in the way. They don't want to be seen. There's nothing. You get out of the way. Sometimes I walk down the street in New York and they're always doing cameras, news, because I live like not too far from a TV station, and they always doing news. And if I don't feel like I want to get on camera, I want to pass by, I go around it. Because there's nothing you can do about it if you get caught.
Right.
So I try to stay on the good side.
Yeah. That's right, Pete. If you're in the public, it's fair game. That's right.
Absolutely. There's nothing you can do about it, and then, I remember one time there was this situation where this lady, she was taken in handcuffs by a cop, right? And I took out my camera and I filmed it. And you can do that. You can do that, and the cops, as long as you're not in the area of cops in action, as long as you're not too close to them, But you could take pictures of that, and they can't tell you anything about it. They can't.
Exactly.
A lot of people are taking pictures of a lot of things, a lot of excitement, because they can give. Let's say, for instance, if someone was mistreated by a cop, someone else could take a film and tell that person, I agree, you were mistreated, and I'm going to send you the video.
Yeah. And that could be in a situation of a homicide, of a verdict of guilty or not guilty.
Yeah.
So cameras are everywhere. It's legal, but gotta be careful. It basically it could work for you or it could work against you.
Yeah.
All gotta be careful.
Remember a long time ago, some of those actors, they used to punch out photographers.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can't do that no more.
Can't do that anymore, because the photographers that like you say, it's like Pete says, fair game. Photographers, if you're in the public's eye and someone comes up to you and take your picture, this is not a damn thing you can do about it.
That's right. Yeah.
They can't come in your house, they can't come on your property, but as long as they can see you, they can take you.
That's right. Yeah.
All of that's anyway, Brian, thanks for the sports. We'll catch you back next week on Talk Back Live, and then the coffee hour next week as well.
Okay, everybody, enjoy your weekend. I'll be in my backyard, gonna be smoking some food and some meats, and oh yeah, one TV series on Prime Video, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, came out today on Prime Video. It looks good. It had great. I already saw the first episode on my workout early this morning while I was on treadmill. So,
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, what kind of, is that a series?
Series. It was once a movie, and now they converted into a series. It's on Prime Video.
It's about this Asian woman or something. Was it an Asian woman?
Asian woman and an African American man. Yeah, they work for an agency, and they're working together, and they are connected as her husband and wife.
Yeah.
Not real, but they trying to get unsolve a plot. Yeah.
I saw the billboard you have those billboards at the bus stops, and I saw the billboard of that. I said, I want to see. Oh, that's interesting. I might check it out. Check it out for myself. Yeah.
Check it. All right, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy Pete. Enjoy Mary. And be safe.
We'll
See you
talk.
next week.
Take care. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here each week at this time, and we talk sports, and then it lingers on to other conversations. I don't know how that happens. You talk sports, and all of a sudden something come in about sports. But I think what brought all of that other conversation when I brought up the subject about what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, because that was something that they were talking about in sports, because you already know that the Super Bowl is going to be in Las Vegas this year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I would imagine it's going to be a lot of fun. And the good thing about this year, the Super Bowl being in Las Vegas, they can bet on the game out there because they have a gaming license in Nevada, and they can bet on the game out there. And a lot of people are going to be betting on those games. So, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be great for Las Vegas when this game comes in, because it's going to generate a lot of money, as if they didn't have a lot of money over there now, but it's going to generate a lot of money, and people are flying from all over just to see this game. And you don't even have to fly over to see a game in Las Vegas. You can just go to Las Vegas anytime. And there's always some kind of excitement going on. Now, I haven't been there in about 9 years or so, but I would imagine that from the time I was there last, and when I go back, it's going to be the same. Nothing is the same, because when the pandemic hits, everything around the world that once was something turns out to be, I'm not going to say nothing, but turns out to be totally different from the last time, because the pandemic changed us all. And what can I tell you? But we'll be looking forward to that game in Las Vegas. I'm going to be ringside seat, and I'm not going to be at a Super Bowl party, because it's like Brian says, he doesn't do Super Bowl parties. I don't do Super Bowl parties. And the reason why I don't do Super Bowl parties is because I will never be able to concentrate on the game. It's always going to be a lot of people around there talking loud and yelling, yeah, this. And I want to hear what the announcer says. I want to see the game in peace and quiet and tranquility. And I don't want to be. I used to go to Super Bowl parties. I used to go to them, but I said, something. It's not that. I love my friends. I love being with them, having a good time. But if I'm going to whoop it up and clown around, I'd rather do at another event where there's no games involved, and just take it easy. Okay, big screen television in Atlantic City. Okay, that's what Mary says. It's a big screen television on Atlantic City. That must be a big Tron, right? Can you imagine? That's scary. You got this big screen watching, everybody's on it, and you don't even know. Anyway, thanks for being with us. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're around here talking and sipping coffee and having a good time and taking care of things, right? And that's what we do. And I always ask, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to join in conversation, please take the time out, if you will, to tell your friends and give us your weather forecast. Give us your weather forecast. Now, usually I give my weather forecast early before sports, but I didn't do it yet. So I'm going to do it right now for people who are in New York. This is New York weather only. We've got 24 degrees outside right now. And even though that we had, the weather was kind of like on the damp side, and it's still on the damp side right now, but I think as it goes along, it's going to get better, and we'll see where it happens. But anyway, we have 24 degrees outside right now. It's going to get a little warmer today. Today we'll have light rain early, then remaining or cloudy. It's going to be remaining cloudy. Showers in the afternoon. We'll have a high 44 degrees. Winds will be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tonight, mainly clear skies. So I told you it gets better and better. Mainly clear skies. We'll have a low 33 degrees. Winds will be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Saturday, it even gets better. Not a cloud in the sky. A mainly sunny sky. We'll have a high 43 degrees, and winds will be north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Okay, New York, you're coming back with the weather forecast. I said it last night. Well, it's coming along gradually. And for Saturday night, if you're going out on the town, doesn't matter. Just go out there and enjoy it because we're going to have clear skies. We have a low around 31 degrees. Winds will be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we wrap up our weekend, and believe me when I tell you the weekend goes by so quick you don't even notice it. But as we wrap it up on a Sunday, you can go out there with no problem. You don't have to take rain gear. You want to wake up early in the morning. Some people want to go to church or do whatever they do on a Sunday morning or even a Sunday afternoon. Take your Sunday walk or your Sunday drive. It's going to be nice. It's going to be sunny. We'll have a high around 45 degrees. Winds will be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And so we repeat that temperature. I already said it, and I can't believe it. It's 24 degrees right now. Temperatures get better. And so we look forward to that nice weather, and there's a lot of things to be done over the weekend. And by golly, we're going to do it. And I'll tell you one thing, when we get to the point of showing those movies, one of the things that you might want to do over the weekend is get in touch with those movies that you haven't seen in so long, right? You haven't seen it in so long, right? And you want to get a chance to get out there and enjoy them. So there you go. And well, in entertainment, let's talk about entertainment. See what we got in entertainment right now. You already know, and you heard the word, Chita Rivera, the dynamic dancer, singer, and actress who garnered 10 Tony Awards, 10 Tony nominations, and winning twice in a long Broadway career that forged a path for Latina artists and shrugged off a near fatal car accident, died Tuesday in New York City after a brief illness. Rivera first gained wide notice in 1957 as Anita in the original production of West Side Story and was still dancing on Broadway with her trademark energy. She was 91 years old. Amanda Davies, who portrayed the teenage version of her real-life mother, Erica Slezak's character, Vicki Lord, on ABC's All My Children. No, I'm sorry, One Life to Live. She has died. One Life to Live aired on ABC from 1968 until the cancellation in 2012. And during her 4 decades, Erica Slezak won a record 6 Daytime Emmy Awards. Now, this is the second death to hit the One Life to Live in many months. In December, Camar Dulles Reyes, who played Antonio Vega, died at the age of 56 years old after a brief battle with cancer. But Amanda Davies was only 42 years old. Joni Mitchell is still making her mark at 80 years old. Can you believe it? God bless her. The Grammy announces in the news release last Sunday that the singer will perform at the award ceremony this Sunday. So it's Sunday's Award Sunday, Academy Award Sunday. For the first time in her storied career, Mitchell was nominated for the Grammy at the upcoming event in the Best Folk Album category for her album Joni Mitchell at Newport Live. The singers also announced the performance on her Instagram, and so all of her fans who watched her on Instagram, they'll get to see that too. Pose, the Pose actress, Angelica Ross, has teamed with a crossover media group to launch her own podcast. Variety has learned that now, that's NOW, that stands for No Opportunity Wasted, with Angelica Ross, will see Ross conduct interviews with celebrities and ordinary people. Now, her guests will be including Billy Porter, Don Richard, Sarah Ramirez, Marianne Williamson, and R.K. Russell. The crossover media, crossover group will handle the sales, distribution, and marketing for the project. And new episodes will drop every Monday, beginning February 5th on any podcasting platform. Actress Drew Barrymore says she was once catfished on a dating app by someone pretending to be an NFL player. And that's a shame. She recounted her bad experience with online dating during the last Friday episode on the Drew Barrymore show. Barrymore said that she wanted to share that she had watched the team's first practice game. So she messaged the person. And Barrymore then explained that she wasn't trying to pick up or land a football player, but was excited to talk about how she had been at the Coliseum, so to see the first game in Los Angeles. Drew Barrymore, I am so sorry about that. You got punked. Okay, birthdays today. Model Christy Brinkley is 70 years old today. The late actress Farrah Fawcett would have been 77 years old today. Singer Graham Nash is 82. Happy birthday. Tommy Smothers of the Smothers Brothers. He would have been 87 today. Jazz saxophonist Stan Getz would have been 97. Jazz saxophonist Sonny Stitt would have been 100. Columnist Liz Smith would have been 101. And actor Frank McGrath would have been 121. Frank McGrath, by the way, for those of you who don't know, appeared on a sitcom, not a sitcom, but a Western, a series called Wagon Train. So that goes back a long way for those of you who don't too young to remember that. Anyway, that's how it was. And so those are the birthdays of today in entertainment. And if you guys are celebrating birthday, I don't care who you are. Even if you're a so-called celebrity, and even if you're not, happy birthday to all of you. If you're celebrating one now, if you're celebrating one today or over the weekend, it doesn't matter. We wish you all a happy birthday, many, many more. And as Frankie Crocker used to say, may you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live, right? I hope you do live that long. So there you go. And there you have it. Now, I always ask you guys, if you want to get in touch with me, you can do that. I have an email address too. I have an email address and a telephone number. All right. And you can get in touch with me through that. If there's anything that you want to talk about other than talk about it here with us, it doesn't matter. So take it down, keep it in your phone, and I'll give you my email address first. How about that? Let's start with that. My email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. It's very important to know that. Why? Why is it important? Because I spell it different ways and I don't want to spell it the wrong way. So it's Allan, Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod, that's short for productions. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Or you can call me at 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. If you want to get in touch with us for any reason, it could be talking about the show here. You may want to critique the show, which is all right with me, as long as you're diplomatic. I don't care, because we take everything in consideration. Or even if you have an idea about the show, we'd like to hear from you. That's what they call feedback. Or if there's a guest or something that you would like me to talk to or talk about, or have someone on the show, something like that, I'm open to all of that. I can't guarantee you, but I am certainly open to hearing everything that you have to say. And so anything at all, and a lot of guys, men, women, they watch the show and they don't want to say anything. They sit back, they just want to sit back and just watch the show without participating. So I give you that email address and that telephone number so you can have that and you can keep it in your phone. The Rolodex is the thing of the past. You don't need that anymore. And some of us still have Rolodex. I still have mine. I'm not going to lie to you. I still have mine and it's in good condition. And if time, for whatever reason, which I doubt, ever goes back a little bit, I'll have my Rolodex. But anyway, keep everything in your phone. Keep all that information in your phone with all of the rest of your information. It's right there, right at your disposal. You can carry it everywhere you go. It's not like you have to carry a whole big phone book of everything. It's everyone and everything is right in that phone, right? Okay, so let me give you that email address once again. The email address is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. The telephone number, once again, is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Again, that number is 641-715-3900, extension 467-134. Now, if you're inclined to watch movies this weekend, you want to stay at home, you don't want to do anything, you want everything out of your way, and it's just you, and you, okay, I have some movies that I'm going to lay to you, or lay on you, as they would say, movies that you might like for the weekend. They're my picks of the week. Now, since this is Black History Month, Turner Classic Movies are playing a lot of African American oriented movies, and you don't have to be African American to watch these movies. And some of these great movies are great. You can learn about a lot of things through some of the movies. For instance, the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Now, that's history, all right? It's a movie from 1974, and that stars Cicely Tyson, Odetta, and they're together, and you can see that Friday. That's tonight, as a matter of fact. It's Friday here, so that would be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. Also, Raisin in the Sun from 1961, starring Sidney Poitier, Claudia McNeil, and Ruby Dee. Together, they're with this fantastic movie that I've seen about 1,000 times and never get tired of watching it. That's on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, right there on Turner Classic Movies. Another Sidney Poitier movie comes on called In the Heat of the Night from 1967, starring Sidney Poitier and Rod Steiger. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can see that Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. As we move along, When We Were Kings. Now, this is a documentary. When We Were Kings from 1969. And in this documentary, it's Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. If you like boxing, this is a great movie for you to watch, or a great documentary for you to watch on Turner Classic Movies. You can see that Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's called When We Were Kings. And we talked about Jackie Robinson earlier. Brian mentioned it about the statue being burned. Well, there's a Jackie Robinson story from 1950, starring Jackie Robinson himself, along with Ruby Dee. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. It's a great one. I like it. It's a great classic black and white. That's on Sunday at 2:45 a.m. That's like in the wee small hours of the morning. If you're not up at that time, or you're asleep, like most people are, or if you have insomnia and you can watch it in real time, that's good. But if you can't, DVR these movies. And you can watch all of these movies at your own convenience once you DVR them. That's the Jackie Robinson story. Sparkle from 1976 with Philip Michael Thomas, Irene Cara, and Lynette McKee. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And Bird, this is a story about Charlie Parker, the jazz artist, from 1988. It was directed by Clint Eastwood. And of course, this is a great movie starring Forrest Whitaker and Diane Venora, along with Samuel E. Wright. That's Turner Classic Movies Sunday at 8 p.m. And finally, Lady Sings the Blues. Billie Holiday, 1972, Diana Ross and Billy D. Williams, along with Richard Pryor. That's Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern, and it's all right there on Turner Classic Movies. And of course, if you would like to go on Turner Classic Movies and go through the program guide, you might see more movies that you may like, and I'm pretty sure you'll like them. And if you didn't get a chance to see those movies, you can DVR them later and watch them later. And but these are my picks of the week. Also, when you go on demand, there's a lot of great stuff on demand. Free movies, you have all of the movies that are pay-per-view, movies that are in the movies right now, but you can watch them at your own home. You pay a little more, but then it's cheaper than actually going to the movie themselves, and you can watch it at your home. And then you have the pay-per-view movies that were once in movies not too long ago, but now they linger, and you can watch that. They cost a little less. And also, there's a lot of children's programs, documentaries. You have Lifetime movies and such, and so many other things. Sporting events, too. They're all there. And it's all for you right there. And a lot of you don't have cable, but you have all of these other streaming. Listen, you would never get bored if you want to watch TV. Never get bored. It's right there for you. Okay? So watch those movies. I think you'll get a chance to enjoy them, and I hope you do. But right now, My weekend is officially underway and I've got to go, but I will be back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports, and I hope you will be here too. You can also meet me back here next Friday at 10 a.m. for more of the coffee hour. Me and Brian Camp, Brian with Sports, and of course I'm hosting the show and I hope you will be here too. I want to say hello to all of you guys who have been here watching us all morning. Thank you, Mary, DJ P, Brian, and the rest of you guys. Thank you so much for being along with us. Have a great day and a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stanky. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.